Alright, so this is Mr. Lund. Here's your key for that first assessment we took. This first problem, you've got two functions, f of x and g of x. G of x is a lot like f of x. It's just been transformed. So I'm first just looking at the two functions. So here and here. I notice that instead of just x, I have x plus 1. So replace x with x plus 1. And I know that description-wise, that is a shift left 1 unit. And I also see this plus 3 tacked on the end. I don't see a plus 3 over here. So add 3 to my function. Add 3 to function. And this is a shift up 3 units. So I'll just move a few points on this graph. So let's say, I've got 0, 0. The point 0, 0. So it needs to go left 1 and up 3. So left 1, up 3 puts me here. New coordinates would be -1, 3. And do another one. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 3. Got the point 3, 3. It's going to go left 1 and up 3. So left 1, okay, that means 1 less than 3, so it's 2. And up 3, well, now it's going to become a 6, right? So just some kind of notes here for you. That, it went left 1, so that's going to become a 2. That number there is going to become a 6. So over 2, up 6. And you could do one more on the left side. Let's say you had, let's go with -1, -1, -1, -1. Okay, if you move that left 1, the x goes to -2, up 3. Okay, the y is going to go to +2. So -2, 2, left 1, yep, -2. Oh, up 3. Alright, so -2, 2. -2, 2. Oh, I'm looking at this. Okay, I found my mistake. The original point I had, it was -1, +1. So that's going to change things. So -1, left 1 is -2. 1 up 3 is 4. -2, 4. So that puts me here. So there's my new graph. If we look at the tables, this, what I've done here can help me with the tables too. The left 1 says what to do with the x numbers, and the up 3 says what to do with the y's. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this table in. Let's go -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Absolute value. Okay, so 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. Well, if the graph goes left 1 unit, that means all of the x values went down by 1. So I'm going to take all of these x values here and decrease them by 1. So -3, -2, -1, 0, and 1. Up 3. Up 3 says that's the y values. Oops. And I just need to add 3 to them. So 2 plus 3 is 5, 1 plus 3 is 4, 0 plus 3 is 3, 4, and 5. And you can see from the graph that all of those points are contained on it. If you look at those points, they're up there. Yeah. So now I just need to say, to get from one table to the next, what did I do? And it was subtract 1 from x values, add 3 to f of x, or y values. Alright, so that's the first problem. The second problem, I just need to shift it down 2 and reflect over the y-axis. So I'll do it in stages. So down 2, down 2, down 2. There's my graph. Then I need to reflect that over the y-axis. Okay, so you got your x-axis, your y-axis. So reflect it over the y-axis. So this point right here across the y-axis is going to go back here. This point is going to go back here. So it's 2 away, so it'll be 2 on the other side. This point, right, it's on the left side of the y-axis. It's going to move to the right side. So right now it's sitting at -7, so it's going to go over to +7, and it's going to have the same height of 5. So 7, 5, right there. So my graph might have gotten a little messy for you, but the final graph, I can erase some stuff here. Final graph of this goes like this, and like that. So that was shifted down 2 and reflected over the y-axis. So that's all you had to do there. Down 2, I can show you again. Down 2, and then reflect over the y-axis that way. Oops, trying to draw an arrow there. Okay, next one. Tell me what words, in words, tell me what transformations were necessary. So I see that -f of x, and I see that +4. So I'm looking at a reflection over the -f of x, that's going to be the x-axis. And then I'm looking for up 4. Okay. So, and I'm not really concerned with the order there, although that one certainly does matter. The reflection over the x-axis came first, and then it was followed by up 4. But I'm just looking for you to tell me what happened. Just look at it, examine what happened. Okay, so now we got some table of values. This was a tough one. Okay, so that right there, the x minus 5, okay, we're saying that means that the graph went 5 units to the right. Okay, 5 units to the right, which says you got to take the x values and add 5. So -8 plus 5 is -3. -5 plus 5 is 0. -1 plus 5 is 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 5 is 10. 6 plus 5 is 11. So a big key here is, if you look at in yellow, is you have to recognize that right away as a shift to the right 5 units. And this +1 is just a vertical shift up 1 unit. So I'll take all these numbers in blue, the y values. All I gotta do is add 1 to them. So 13 is 14, 1, 13, 4, 11, -17. Something that helps, I mean, think about if you moved each of these individual points together. Okay, each point, the x, the y, okay, is going to get moved. They needs to go get moved to the right 5 and up 1. So right 5 says adjust the x, add 5. Up 1 says adjust the y value, okay, add 1. Hey, last problem. It's kind of a different one, right? Because I didn't start you with one of the parent functions. I already started you with something that's been transformed. But we're just going to apply these things in the order specified to that function. And it also says identify 3 points on the graph, right? So I'm going to identify 3 points on the graph first. Now I could graph it and then look for some nice values in the table, and that's what I'll do. So I'm going to open up the graph program, graph this equation, and look at the table. So grapher we can use. So I'm going to go with the new equation, and it was, we had -1 times 2 raised to the, I think it was x minus 5. I'll go back and check. minus 1, 2 to the x minus 5 plus 3. Plus 3. Okay. Okay, so I've got my graph. You can't see it, right? Because it's off the graph. So I can go to the table though. So I'm just going to look for a few points on the graph. You know, some nice ones like 5, negative 4. That's on the graph. I'll use that one. So I'm looking here. So I'll use the 5, negative 4, 6, negative 5, 7, negative 7. All right. 5. Sorry. Just want to write those down real quick. Okay, so I'm starting with the points 5, negative 4, 6, negative 5, and 7, negative 7. Okay. Now I'll just let me pick one of the points and verify that it's on it. Okay, so if I go negative 1 times 2 raised to the, let's do this middle one, 6 minus 5 plus 3. Okay, well, 6 minus 5 is 1, so 2 to the first is 2. 2 plus 3 times negative 1 is negative 5. Okay, so I believe it. I typed the equation incorrect. I put it in correctly. So I've got my 3 points. I'll just take them through the transformations real quick. So left 5, after this first step, all those points will go left 5, so the x's will decrease by 5. So that's going to give me 0 and negative 4. I'm not going to adjust the y values. Subtract 5 from the x, so 1, negative 5. Subtract 5 from the x, which is 7, so 2, negative 7. That's after the second step. Then reflect over the x-axis. That means I'm going to change the sign on all of the y values. So 0, 4, 1, 5, 2, 7. Okay. The third step, reflect over the y-axis. It says change the sign on all the x's. So 0 is still 0. 1 becomes negative 1. 2 becomes negative 2. And that fourth step, up 3 units, says I got to take all of the y values, all of those, and I got to add 3 to them. 0, then 7, negative 1, 8, negative 2, 10. So identify 3 points that are on the graph and identify where those points will go, and then I'm going to perform the transformations on the function. So the final function I end up with, I need those 3 points to be to satisfy the equation, to be on the graph. Okay, so I'll make myself a little room. Negative 1, 2 to the x minus 5 plus 3. Well, the first thing I want to do is left 5. So the first thing is left 5, which is replace x with x plus 5. So I'll take what I have here in yellow and I'm going to recopy it, but instead of x I'm going to put in x plus 5. So I got my negative 1, 2 raised to the x plus 5 minus 5 plus 3. So this x right here got replaced with this thing right here. Okay, and I can simplify that a little. Alright, so you notice if you simplified this, that would simplify to just x. So there's nothing wrong with simplifying, when you get a chance to. So that equals negative 1 times 2 to the x plus 3. So then I'm going to go reflect over the x-axis. 2. Reflect x-axis. So that is multiply function by negative 1. So I'll go -1 times whatever I had before. So what I had before is this. So I'll put that all in there. Okay, I'm going to put that right in here. So I got another -1 parenthesis 2 to the x plus 3 parenthesis. Here's another chance to simplify. Okay, -1 times -1 gets me a +1. So I'm actually dealing with 2 to the x plus 3. So next I've got to reflect over the y-axis. R over y-axis. Replace x with -x. Okay, so I'm dealing with the one in blue. I'm just going to identify where x is and replace it with -x. So that's 2 to the, well, it was x, now it'll be -x plus 3. And then up 3 units. We're almost there. 4, up 3. That's not a nice looking 3. Up 3. So add 3 to your function. Well, my function currently is 2 to the -x plus 3. So on the end, I'll just tack on a plus 3. So this one in green is what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to test it. Okay, I'm going to take it to the grapher, the graphing program, and I'm going to look for those points right there. I'm going to make sure that they're on it. So 2 to the -x plus 3, and then plus 3. So we'll go here real quick. 2 raised to the -x plus 3, then plus 3. Okay, close that. Look at my table. Okay, we can open this up. Alright, now I'll look for my points. 0. I'm going to check and see how I put this in. Notice I'm not finding the points. 0, 7, -1. So let's go back to my equation real quick. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping I just put the equation in wrong. 2 raised to the -x plus 3, and then a plus 3. 2 raised to the -x plus 3, then plus 3. Well, let's look again. 2 to the -x plus 3 plus 3. Well, it looks like I've got it typed in here correctly. -x plus 3 plus 3. I'll double check my table. So 0, 7. Oh, I got 0, 11. Let me go back to how I put the points in, I guess. Okay, I had 3 points that were initially on the graph. Okay, these are my original 3. I went left 5 units, so I subtracted 5 from all of the x's. Subtracted 5, subtracted 5, subtracted 5. Kept the y's the same. Then I reflected over the x-axis. So I changed the sign on all of the y's. Change the sign, change the sign, change the sign. Then I reflected over the y-axis. I changed the sign on all of the x's. Okay, so change the sign, change the sign, change the sign. And then up 3 units, I added 3 to all the y's. Add 3, add 3, add 3. I'm still not finding my error. Alright, I'll go back through now my function because I'm looking. So I said, hey, I'm pretty confident in my points. I thought I was confident with the process there. So let's I'll try again real quick. Okay, make sure I copied the original function correctly. -1 times 2 to the x plus 5, or x minus 5 plus 3. So the first was left 5. Replace x with x plus 5. X plus 5 minus 5 is just 2 to the x. Plus 3, okay, I'm fine with step 1. Reflect over the x-axis, which would be change the sign on the y, so multiply my function by -1. So I put a -1 out, 2 to the x. Ooh, I found it. Right here. It's 2 to the x plus 3. That was my mistake. Okay, so now I'm on step 3. Reflect over the y-axis. Replace x with -x. So this plus 3 should go right there. So I fixed this one now. And then up 3 is just add 3 to that. Oh boy. So I still want to add 3. 2 to the -x plus 3. That's what I have up here. I'm going to add 3 to that. So 2 to the -x plus 6. We'll go back now. 2 to the -x plus 6. 2 to the -x plus 6. So 2 to the -x plus 6. 2 raised to the minus x, then a plus 6. Okay. Now let's look at the table. Let's see if I got it. 0, 7. Yes. -1, 8. Yes. -2, 10. Okay. Well, thanks for working through that one with me. You saw that I made an error there when I was working that one through and changing the function rule, but we have it. So the function rule we were looking for was right there. 2 to the -x plus 6. 2 to the -x plus 6. And that is our new g of x function.